What's up guys, it's Will here, back again, and today we're here to do something very exciting, and that is review the Prime 1 Studios Ellie from The Last of Us Part 2 Bonus Edition. Guys, before we get started, make sure to like the video down below, click the subscribe button, and click that notification bell so you're notified when content goes live on this channel. That said, let's review a personal grail. I'm going to go over every piece of this statue in more detail, but let's just start with an overview and show you what you came here to see. And that's the statue. This Ellie statue from Prime 1 is simply amazing. Somehow with each Prime 1 statue I unbox, I retain the same excitement I did unboxing my first. This statue is quarter scale and is about 23 inches tall, 16.5 inches wide, and about 9 inches deep. It's primarily composed of polystone and has an edition size of 600 pieces, and it retails for about $1,200 plus shipping. When I initially saw this statue announced, I was disappointed for a few reasons. Firstly, I was not really a fan of The Last of Us 2 at the time, but I've since replayed the game several times and have developed a much more significant appreciation for it. Secondly, the concept and choice of pose bothered me because it is so scene specific. I thought it wouldn't display well because without knowing the context, you just see a character crouching down with a shotgun. Well, as my appreciation for The Last of Us 2 grew, so did my appreciation for this Ellie statue. This statue, just simply put, has a ton of presence, and it does work with or without Abby, albeit likely better with her. Still, if you just want Ellie, you're gonna have an incredible statue here. There's two portraits, one with a grimacing angry face and one with a more stoic, calm face. I really like both, but as of now, I do prefer the angry portrait because I just think it suits the scene and thus the statue a little bit better. The stoic face has a slightly longer neck too, but it depends on the angle you're viewing it from. There's also an LED function that's powered by two AAA batteries. There's an on-off switch on the back of the light, and I would have preferred an AC adapter myself so the light can always stay on without having to change the batteries, but it's not the end of the world. Maybe an option for both methods of power would have been nice, maybe for future statues. For the bonus edition, Ellie can also be displayed with either her pistol or her shotgun. For the standard edition, you just get the shotgun. Both of these display options, the pistol and the shotgun, they look fantastic. I love when switch out options are provided because while there's subtle differences, they're enough to change up the look when you need to experience the piece all over again. This allows you to appreciate the statue as you did the first day you unboxed it. The detail on the arms is really cool too, and Ellie's tattoo is ripe with detail and accuracy. I have this tattoo on my body, so I should know. I love the detail on the base though. The golden arch really makes for a simple but eye-catching display. There's a surprising level of detail in the elements meant to mimic stone, and the paint applications are really good. As far as the concept for the piece, I would have liked to have seen something more environmental considering Seattle becomes such a huge part of the game, but I do like what Prime 1 did here in recreating the theater scene because it is a super iconic and important scene for the game. Maybe Prime 1 will do more from this line and give Ellie something with a more Seattle vibe in the future, but I do find that unlikely. This statue more than works for now though. That said, let's take a look at every piece of this statue individually to analyze the details a bit further. All right guys, so we are starting with the head sculpt because the head sculpt nowadays is the most important aspect of any collectible, statue and figure alike. And guys, this head sculpt does not disappoint. As you can see, this is the more stoic look for Ellie. So there's an angry look that I'll show you guys in a sec, but I gotta say the original prototype they showed of Ellie was good, decent, right? But this one is just fantastic, amazing, remarkable, all the words and adjectives you can think of. It's just awesome. So they updated the prototype, and honestly, I feel like this pretty much meets the prototype quality of the updated version. It's absolutely exceptional in person. I do hope that is being translated through the camera and communicated properly because this thing is just phenomenal. You can see there's blood effects and sort of dirt and weathering, I guess you could say, on her face because she's been through some shit. She lives in an apocalypse. She's fighting Abby in a theater in Seattle, and shit's popping off. So she's looking a little more stoic here. Like I said, we got an angry one I'm gonna show you in a sec. It has a magnet like pretty much all Prime 1 statues, pegs into the body. And this looks great. The detail on the hair is fantastic. You can see even little strands up top there that are sort of sculpted into the head sculpt and the hair piece. It's amazing. This little strand is movable just a little bit. You don't want to fuss with it too much. It's already in the perfect position. It's sculpted, so just kind of leave it and then you'll be happy. But Man, this head sculpt is really, really good. When I opened this out of the box, I was like, man, we are off to a hell of a start here. So now we're transitioning to the angry head sculpt, and this one is just as good, if not better. I think I actually prefer this one. I think the angry look more so suits the vibe of the scene. I mean, she's hunting for Abby. She's come all that way to Seattle to find her, and she's finally got her within her grasp in the theater, and Ellie is on the hunt. I gotta say, playing as Abby during that sequence was very scary just because Ellie was just ruthless, dude. Setting traps, has that shotgun just with a knife. Like, she was stalking her prey, and it was weird to be on the other side of that. Normally you are Ellie stalking the prey and you feel empowered and in control, and then you play as Abby, who's also extremely capable. But man, that thing is it's just crazy with that sequence. So this head sculpt though, guys, man, this is so good. Look at the detail on the hair. Everything there is just remarkable. You can see the little bun in the back there. Also awesome. Just the detail is just exceptional. The detail in the eyes, there's so much life there. You can see she has a little bit of teeth showing just because she's making an angry, grimacing face. But honestly, it looks better like that when she's looking down. So if you can have the statue at a medium to low level in your display, that would be nice. Just because if she's looking down, it looks a little bit better. But when she's looking up, it still looks fine. This grimacing head sculpt is looking up just a little bit more. So compared to the stoic version, which is more so looking like, I guess, you know, level, this one's looking up. You can see the head tilt is a little bit up and the eye placement is a little bit up, but this looks amazing. This looks just like Ellie from the game. I cannot be any happier with this than I am. All right, guys, so now we're getting a look at the actual body of the statue, and I had to zoom a little bit out just so you can see this one a little bit better, but you can see it's all one sculpted piece, essentially, as far as the body is concerned. You can see the detail on the backpack there. You can see the wing, and of course the ship from the museum when they go to visit the dinosaur museum with Joel. That is an awesome part of the game. All of this is very detailed, weathered, intricate, just really awesome. You can see straps there. These connect when you have the arms attached and they sync up. You can see the Converses there. I'll show a shot of that as well, so you can see a little bit more detail in regards to those. There is a foot peg, pegs into the base and it locks in. This is awesome. Just the amount of detail and sheer intricacies that are involved with creating this piece and recreating Ellie from part 2. It's just remarkable. This is incredible, guys. Man, I am just gushing over this statue. It's so good. I'm a huge Last of Us fan, but man, I'm so glad I picked this thing up. All right, so let's look at Ellie's arms in a little bit more detail. This is an arm actually that you can use for the shotgun, holding the shotgun. So it pegs into the left arm there. You can see magnetic and it locks in and it's fantastic. Just a lot of detail in this one as well. You can see no tattoo on this side. This is her left arm. Tattoo is on the right. So you can see there with the shirt there, a lot of detail, a lot of weathering, and it just remarkable. So there's 2 different left arms and 2 different right arms that you can swap onto the figure. One of them with a pistol and one with a shotgun. I prefer the shotgun look as of now, but both are fantastic, just like the head sculpts. The skin detail and the texture looks really lifelike, so I'm loving that. The wrist detail also looks fantastic. The shirt and the rips and the tattering and the weathering, also really great. Guys, another great piece here. So here we have another left arm, similar amount of detail. You can see the skin texture, very similar. The wrist looks the same, all the same details and weathering on the shirt. So it just depends on which weapon you want to display Ellie with. That's gonna dictate which arm you use for the left-hand side. So now we're looking at the right arm that's holding the revolver here. We got Ellie's iconic fern tattoo, which I have tattooed on my body and I absolutely love. I've always loved this tattoo design and it is done so well on this figure. So accurate looking, just amazing. It goes straight above the wrist onto the hand there, as you can see. And we got the bracelet that Dina gave Ellie in Seattle, also sculpted onto the piece, looks fantastic. And of course we got the revolver. This thing has a lot of detail to it. Ellie with her finger right over the trigger, but not quite. She is stalking her prey and not ready to fire her gun just yet. A lot of detail you can see on this piece. Same type of detail on the shirt, magnetic, just like the other ones, but this pistol look is fantastic. So let's move on to the shotgun. So looking at the shotgun arm, you can see it's a sculpted piece. We have a sculpted strap here. We have a sculpted shotgun, and it has a lot of weathering and detail on it, and so many intricacies in the paint job. I mean, Prime 1 is just exceptional at this. The amount of detail that they put into their paint applications and sculpting, it's just remarkable. You can tell they do their research, and it's just, man, I don't know how you could ask for a more lifelike, realistic video game piece than what Prime 1 is offering right now. This is just exceptional. I mean, the detail on the gun, everything about it is just awesome. Again, the detail on the tattoo is once again there. This elbow is a little bit more bent, so you can see even the tattoo sort of goes in, blends in naturally to Ellie's bicep as it would if she bent her arm in real life. So it's remarkable. This is just exceptional. This is my preferred look, and this is really what she was carrying in the game. She was using a shotgun during the scene, so this is more scene accurate anyway. So we got a couple beer bottles here. I believe they're beer bottles. These actually peg into the base. There's 2 of them, so each one is a little bit different than the other in terms of how they peg into the base. So you'll know when you sort of put them on, one will go in really easily in the spot it's supposed to, and then of course the other will do the same in its designated spot. But these are cool. They feel like they're almost made of glass or something. I don't believe they are, but they almost look like it and feel like it. So it's remarkable just how lifelike they feel. But they're almost like cold to the touch, which is very interesting. But I believe they're made of some sort of resin or PVC or something like that. I'm not entirely sure, but I do know they look amazing. And you know, when you put them on the base, they just kind of add to that environmental aspect of the theater scene. So we have a rope here as well. This rope has a little peg that you peg into the base. This goes on, I guess you would call it like a hutch or like a dresser, cabinet of some kind that I'm gonna show you in a sec. But this is pretty cool. It's a sculpted piece as well. A lot of detail and texture in there. It looks very much like a real rope, just sculpted and sort of wound together. So really cool piece, cool rope. So what we have here are 2 boxes with a wire and an LED light up function here. So you can click this little switch on the back, light up the LED light, and bam, you have some light. It's really cool. It adds some realism to the statue and the scenery and all that. There are 2 AAA batteries that go underneath here. This pegs into the base. There is no battery cover because it probably wouldn't work with pegging it into the base, but no worries. Just make sure the batteries are touching the connectors and you are good to go. You can flick the switch on and off. I do wish it was like powered with an electrical socket, like AC powered, but not the case. This is battery powered. Hopefully the batteries last a long time. Just don't leave the light on forever. But a lot of detail in these boxes. You connect this wire to the base to make it sync up. And yeah, really nice piece right here. This is like a big hutch / dresser type of deal. You have a paint can there on it with a lot of detail on it. Like it has all the writing from a paint can. It's really awesome. You can see the sort of bronzes and browns and golds mixed in there. And it's just really cool. There's weathering that makes it look like real wood. And it just looks kind of lived in, which I think is awesome. So this is one of the pieces that I just think really adds a ton to the base. You can see a scratch there on the piece just to show that it is worn, and this is like a real piece of furniture that's been used in a theater, and it's been through an apocalypse as well. So really cool piece here. You can see a blanket sort of on there sculpted in, and you peg the rope right into this little spot right here. So this is really cool. Very happy with this. Wrapping up, this Ellie statue is awesome. Now that you've seen everything this statue has to offer, I hope you consider picking it up if you're a fan of the character and the game. 2 amazing head sculpts, swappable weapons, an intricate display base. This is just a great statue, period. For me, this statue is a personal grail, and for that reason and all the others I've presented in this video, it gets a 10 out of 10 from me. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure to click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell so you don't miss any updates. That's all from me for now. I'll see you in the next one.